Greetings, everyone. I'm Dr. O. Omekongo Dibinga here at Bikram Yoga Works in Cryotherapy, and we have some very special guests who are going to just talk to us and give us some great advice. I have Marissa Coleman here of the New York Liberty. I have Monique Currie of the Washington Mystics. I have Crystal Langhorne of the Seattle Storm, and Alana Beard of the LA Sparks. How are you all doing? We really appreciate you all being here and taking some time to sit down with us. And just wanted to get some thoughts about your journey that took you to where you are now as it relates to yoga and everything. The first question I had is, all of you all are going on almost a decade or over a decade in the league, almost, because, came in 2009. How has your mentality changed from when you entered to where you are now as it relates to longevity in the game?
It's definitely changed for me. I know my first year in the WNBA, I still was eating anything I wanted to. I wasn't necessarily taking care of my body. It was anything I was doing was just on the court, was getting extra shots up or extra workouts. But as you get older, and a lot of the vets that I'm around, Alana being one of them, just emphasizing the importance of taking care of your body and low impact workouts. And yoga and hot Pilates are definitely great workouts that aren't hard on your body. So it definitely helps with your longevity.
I got into kind of Pilates and yoga because I am not flexible at all, and I just needed an alternative to kind of help loosen my body up so that I can, move more. I'm going on 13 years. Well, I just finished my 13th year in the WNBA. Thank you. So it's been a long journey, but over the years I have grown to do a better job eating, a better job at doing different kind of workouts, because it kind of gets boring doing the same thing all the time. So I like to switch it up and do different kinds of things. But I've noticed that going to Pilates, it kind of helps with, my movements, my flexibility, and those things are two important things to me.
Yeah, I would say I'm the same. And just having different workouts just with Pilates and yoga. And like Mo said, just the flexibility aspect, and also just strengthening too with Pilates. I didn't realize how much Pilates helps with getting your body strong in different areas, your core, and just a lot of different areas to get you right.
Very similar to everyone else, but I started yoga in 2010 after a major injury, and I had to figure out something to do because all I was doing is rehab and then sitting in my house and eating. So I had to figure out something, so I started out with Bikram Yoga, and then I fell in love with it because of the benefits that it's had on my body. But just in the past 3 or 4 years, I started with Pilates and then cryo, and the benefits have been extremely tremendous for me. I do cryo now after every practice, and I can tell a difference when I don't do it. I have days where we're traveling and I don't get a chance to do it, but I can tell a huge difference in my body when I do.
Thank you for that. It's really appreciated. And one thing we noticed following you all on social media, and you all are, even when the season's done, you're all over the world doing stuff with young people, and so your schedule stays busy. How over time, how has yoga in particular helped you stay grounded, if at all? Having that dedicated space, has that helped you in ways that you didn't expect?
With yoga, I think it depends on how consistent you are with it. I have my moments where I'm extremely consistent, where I'm going in maybe 2 or 3 times a week. But like you said, we do a lot of traveling, and sometimes you don't get a chance to put in as much time. But what I've found is that you have yoga studios all over the world, and all you have to do is Google and find one. So that's been super easy for me.
Yeah, with yoga, I feel like I've tried to focus on meditation a little bit. Like Elena said, I don't get to do it all the time, but it helps just being a calming thing for me. I really get to relax and not think about other things. So I think I use yoga. If I can do it during the season, I can use it for that, just to relax and meditate and try to meditate. I'm not a master. So I've been trying to do better and try to focus when I'm doing yoga, not thinking of anything else. So I just think it helps me a lot with just relaxing.
I mean, I got to be honest, yoga is so hard for me, and I really struggle doing yoga. But I do know when I do take a class and I make it through a class, because it's so difficult for me, I feel mentally tougher. My body feels stronger. But just to be able to make it through, I'm like, wow, I made it through. Because usually halfway through the class, I think I can't make it. And I'm like, I keep trying to tell myself not to leave the class because it's really difficult for me. But, it is something that makes me feel tougher, especially mentally when I can't make it through an hour and a half long class.
And one of the questions I wanted to ask you all, and this is for athletes and non-athletes. I mean, you all play at the highest levels. You've been doing this work. You've been dedicated to not only the physical fitness, but the mental work. And one of the things we talk about in our classes is the importance of people understanding their journey and understanding the importance of perseverance, never giving up, having that comeback ability. What advice do you give to people, like I said, athletes, non-athletes, about staying the course, about believing in yourself and just never quitting? And any one of you can take it, but you all are sitting here as prime examples of that. I want to know what advice you would give to people watching.
I mean, obviously, all of us, like you said, we've all had moments in our lives where we had to persevere through obstacles. I mean, I can point out Monique Currie in terms of how many ACL injuries have you had? 2. I mean, you don't come back. She had 2 ACL injuries, and she's come back, and she's playing at the elite level. And the same goes for me. I had a major injury in 2010, was told I would never play again. And the moment that the doctor told me that, sitting in the office, my response was, okay. It wasn't a negative reaction. It wasn't a positive reaction, but my mind automatically went into recovery mode, understanding what I have to do to get back on the court. And I think the one thing that personally you have to do is understand that it is your journey. You can't look right, you can't look left, and you have to sort of decide what it is that you want. And once you decide that, everything else, it comes. It's not easy. You have to develop a discipline. That's very hard to develop. But if you want it bad enough, you'll eventually get it.
I think AB covered that. That one, but...
And the last question that I have for you all, and again, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us, is what advice do you pull from your daily routine, from the court of basketball, that we can all apply to the court of life?
This is, I would say, I feel like I've always done a pretty good job of time management. Being efficient with our workouts, not wasting time. And I think everyone could use that in their life, just being efficient with their daily routines, whatever you do, trying to make the most out of your time and trying to do it well.
My biggest thing is really balance, okay? To have a good balance between what you take seriously, working out, your work, but also enjoying yourself and enjoying the moment. So I like to have a good time. I like to make sure that I'm not too focused on one thing so that I can just have that kind of balance. And so I never try to get too high or get too low. I try to stay even keel that way, because disappointments happen, and so do, things that are exciting. So, I try to not let one or the other take me too far outside of myself. That way I'm able to take everything in and accept it for what it is. And so I just think balance in life is important, being dedicated and committed, but also making time for yourself to do things that are more enjoyable for you.
I think for me, it's just about enjoying what you do. Like I said, Mo alluded to it as well. But when you enjoy it, you love it. And so you're going to put time into it. The moment you stop enjoying it is when it becomes hard. It's simple, but you have to love it.
So manage your time, have balance, and enjoy the ride. I thank you so much, Mo Currie, Krista Langhorne, and Alana Beard, for sitting down with us, Marissa Coleman as well. And I wish you continued success on your journey. And please know that whenever you're in town, you have a home here at Bikram Yoga Works and Cryotherapy. You take care. Thank you.